Good, it's good morning or good afternoon. I'm not sure. I think it's morning. Good morning to all the boxing fans. Look who I have, Rick Thornberry, the legend, the famous Irish boxer. Everybody knows him. And I have my brother, Jackson England, is it? I got it right, my Irish brother. And Noel Thornberry, my Irish brother. How are you today?
Good.
That's good. We're here down at the Star City Casino. Everybody knows Jackson's got a big fight tonight. He's fighting Liam Wilson. Jackson, I've just got a few questions for you before we talk about your fight tonight. Yeah. Can you give us your full name and age and your amateur pedigree?
Yeah, Jackson England, 26, just turned 26. And I only had 22 amateur fights. Yeah.
Not that many.
Not many at all. No, I won a state title and a Golden Glove title. That's all I did.
That's still impressive. Did you start in New South Wales or you originally from WA?
No. So I was born and raised here in Sydney, in Penrith, but then went over and had all my amateur fights mostly in Perth.
Oh, nice. Excellent. And how many pro fights have you had now?
17.
Wow, good record. So. And you got 15 wins, is that correct?
15 wins, 2 losses. Yeah.
Okay. I got to ask you something, just curious. Out of your 17 fights, which fight did you find was like the most competitive for you?
I think I'd say my last fight with Nathaniel Wayne was probably my most competitive.
Okay.
But I'd say the one with the most grit and the most like dirtiness and like getting in there, real in the trenches was probably with Paul Fleming. So
wow, that was a top fight. Both of those fights were excellent fights.
They're both hard in their own right. You know, they're both great fighters themselves.
Nice, but honestly, you looked great in both of those fights. So regardless of the outcome, you looked excellent. And I must say, you're lucky to have a man like Noel Thornberry in your corner as your manager, because to me, being in the sport for over 30 years, Noel Thornberry has to be the nicest man in boxing. You know, so Noel, please, would you talk to us a little bit and tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in boxing?
Background, well, it all started with our father, I guess, and then me and Ricky both turned professional when we were younger. We didn't have any amateur bouts. Ricky was probably definitely the more dedicated trainer.
That's Ricky.
And so I took the role as trainer, and Ricky was the boxer. So we learnt as we went, and Rick learned on the job boxing, and I learned on the job coaching and managing, and sort of been doing that now for a long time, over 30 years.
Wow.
And, so Rick ended up fighting for 3 world championships, and just at the end of Ricky's career I thought I was sort of going to step away from boxing, and along came Marcelino Maselli, and so I started working with Mace. Mace went over and won the WBA middleweight championship. Actually, during Ricky's career, I should mention, he fought Joe Calzaghe and Sven Otti, and between those two guys, they got about 80 plus bouts with 0 losses and over 45 world title defences between them. Rick lost on points to both of those guys.
Wow, impressive.
Over 12 rounds for their respective world championships, the IBF and the WBO championships. But and then I moved. I thought I was just fading out of the sport of boxing, and along came Marcelino, and Mace went over to Miami and won the WBA middleweight championship. He knocked out Evans Ashira, who was promoted by Don King Productions. And we stayed with King. Well, we signed a contract with King for a number of years, and Mace fought Felix Stern, lost on points there, and later on challenged Karoli Bolsay for the WBO super middleweight title. He didn't quite get over the line, but anyway, Mace and myself are still good friends to this day. He's a lovely bloke. And we also had Sean Sullivan, who was Sean introduced me to Marcelino, but Sean come over.
I remember Sean Sullivan.
Yeah, well, most Australians would remember Sean Sullivan as being the guy that gave Anthony Mundine 2 very hard fights, over 10 rounds each time, and a hell of a hard fight against Danny Green over in Perth as well. Yeah. So and Sean fought anybody that was anybody in Australian boxing during the 90s.
He was tough and rugged.
Tough guy and a lovely guy. But and then during the period where I was working with Marcelino Maselli, Marcelino introduced me to Alex Leopold, and Alex.
Yes, you trained him for a few years.
Well, I trained Alex Rod since about his 2nd pro fight.
Wow, from the
4th pro fight, big pardon. And we went on, and ultimately Alex challenged Vladimir Klitschko for the heavyweight championship of the world, which is the lineal heavyweight championship.
I remember that fight.
He was the champion. He's the only one that's fought for that title out of Australia. Lucas Brown did well too. Lucas fought Russell Shagayev, but Shagayev wasn't the lineal champion. Klitschko was the lineal
The
champion.
that's
And
right,
he was
yeah.
still the champion at that time. And so the lineal champion, and when I say that, I mean like Muhammad Ali, Kenny Norton, Joe Frazier, Jack Dempsey, Gene Tunney, Primo Canaro, whoever the world champion was at the time. No Australian had challenged for that championship since way back in 1906.
That's true.
Against,
Wow.
yeah.
Look how far before World War One.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a long time. And so Leopold went over there. He was unsuccessful in his bid against Klitschko. And anyway, so things quieted down for a little while there as well. And now we have the next generation coming through. I've got all my boys coming through. Cassidy, Tyler, Rube, they're all coming through.
Nice.
And Jackson's my first cousin, Stephen the Piper's son.
Well, he gets his good looks from you, Noel. That's where it comes from. This guy has to be the most handsome boxer. You are, Jackson. Take it as a compliment.
Yeah, but
And this one too. Sorry, this is Noel's son. He's very handsome too. How are you, buddy? Are you fighting anytime soon?
I'll be looking to fight again next year. I just fought on the 3rd of November. My first fight after 3 years. So yeah, looking forward to making it into 2024.
Nice. This is Noel Thornberry's oldest son. You're his eldest
I'm the
boy?
eldest one.
Yeah. You got the looks of your dad, my friend. But just about your boy Jackson tonight, tell me, to get the people excited, what's the outcome of tonight's fight between him and Liam Wilson?
Look, to be honest, Liam Wilson should be the junior lightweight champion of the world right now.
That's true.
Because, all things being fair and even, he beat Navarrete in February. And there was no one in the pub cheering any louder than us guys too. But it's the sport of boxing, and that's what it is. Jackson now, I believe Jackson beats Liam Wilson and Emmanuel Navarrete, both.
Nice.
He's got the
Yes.
style to do it, and he's actually now on a bit of a roll, something that he hasn't had previously in his career. Like he's had 8 rounds in July, he's had 10 rounds in that terrific fight against Nathaniel May, just October 15th.
That was a top fight.
That's 2 calendar months ago today. And,
Nice.
And tonight he takes on Liam Wilson. And it'll be a cracking fight, but I honestly believe Jackson's got a little bit too much of everything for Liam. And I do believe that he'll go on and beat Emmanuel Navarrete or whoever holds the WBO title or IBF title, whichever it is at the time. He's developing. We haven't seen anywhere near the best of him yet.
I like that. That's well said, Noel. That's true. We haven't seen the best of you yet because you're improving with every fight, and big respects for calling out Liam Wilson because let's be honest, Liam Wilson has the heaviest hands in your division. No one hits harder than him. So if you can take his power and then counter that, I think that'll be the winning factor for you. So tonight's going to be exciting, very exciting. So are you predicting a knockout or win on points or?
Oh, look, we don't care as long as we get the win.
As long as you get the W.
Look, my gut feeling is Jackson's got the ability to do either, win on points or win by stoppage. So, and it'll just be how it pans out tonight. But my feeling is that Jack's work rate is just going to be a little bit too much for him. Liam likes to control centre ring. He won't enjoy that luxury tonight. He won't be controlling the centre ring. So. He doesn't. He's not a very good back foot fighter.
Yeah.
And, I just believe Jack can fight front foot, back foot, bloody 1 foot. Doesn't matter. He's got the best feet in boxing. He's got the best feet in the lighter weight divisions.
And he's got a high work rate,
With
very
the
high work
exception
rate.
of Vasily Lomachenko. His feet are brilliant, and they're similar to Lomachenko's. Maybe not as defined, but they're very similar.
Wow. Yeah, he's got a lot of faith in you. See, this is what I love about Noel. And the beauty about Noel is he puts everything he has into his fighters. So he looks at you, even though you're blood related, but he looks at you as his own child. And this is what we lack today, I believe, in the sport of boxing, is empathy and love. And we should put fighters before everybody else. This is what I really believe. But I'm just going to come over to your brother because he's a legend. He's an icon in boxing. Can you just share with the viewers your amateur pedigree and your hardest fight in the pros?
No amateur fights, George.
Oh, none?
Professionals, yeah.
Okay.
Fought 3 world titles. One car for the IBA title. Then I given it IBF and Joe Kurzelli for the WBO.
So who'd you find harder, Otke or Kelzagi?
Kelzagi.
Kelzagi, yeah, he's crafty. I heard, or I could remember, I don't know, I could be wrong, you wobbled Joe Galzag in the fight. You caught him with the uppercut.
Pretty unsteady on his feet there for a little bit.
Wow.
He's a tough fighter, good fighter.
And you went 12 rounds with him.
12 rounds, yeah. I was the third person taking the distance.
Wow.
Rob Reed and who else was there? Chris Eubank, we only had 2 pretty good distance. 26 fights, 24 knockouts from a 40.
Nice, that's impressive. And you know what, your family have achieved so much in the sport of boxing, from your father down to yourself, and everybody respects you. You know, you're well respected in the sport, and everybody speaks highly of you. But I'm going to end it now because we've reached 10 minutes, but I've got to ask you 2 questions that I ask everybody. Who's your favourite boxer in Australia? But it can't be from your stable. So it has to, okay, yeah.
Favourite boxer here in Australia?
In Australia.
At the moment? Or
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Is it really?
There's a lot of good fighters at the moment. Yeah.
But who stands out the most for you?
David Naika.
David Naika. Okay, but your cousin is his trainer. Okay, outside David, who's your favourite?
Outside David, probably be Jai.
Jai Abatai? Wow. Yeah, that's a good pick. So I'm just curious because I'm a big Justice Honey fan. You don't put Justice Honey up there on that pedestal?
No, he's good. Justin is good. No, I would say if we go into like a range of fighters, like if I was being completely biased, like
Yeah.
I'd say David,
Yeah.
George Kambosos,
Yep.
and Jai. Those are my 3. Like,
They're your
yeah,
3
they're my
favourites.
3
Okay.
favourites, yeah.
I respect your opinion.
Yeah.
They are top boxers, but I don't know why I see greatness in Justice. I think he's the
Justice is a great fighter.
bro. He's just his timing, the footwork you're talking about. He's got the best footwork. Fights off the back foot. He can attack, counter. His speed, and people forget he's only 24 and he's 110 kilos, 6'4", and he moves like a middleweight.
No, he's got great movement for his size, man.
And-
Justice is-
And you know what? The best spar I've ever seen was Jai and Justice.
Yeah.
Oh, 10 rounds, bro. I got the recording, but I'm not allowed to post it. But anyway, my friend, thank you for coming out. I mean, well, I came down to you to see you today. Yeah, you're beautiful people. Noel, God bless you. And thank you. And thank you. I'm going to upload this on Facebook, and all the best for tonight, my friend. No worries.